finally got a second monitor, and this is the Gigabyte GS27QX, which is 1440p, 27 inches, and 240 hertz. This thing's a beast, and we're adding it on top of our 32-inch ultra wide, so let's do it. Now, to successfully do this and hold two monitors up there, I had to get a dual monitor arm, and so I picked up the Vivo ultra wide dual monitor arm, and it's extra tall. Okay, I can't wait, so let's open this thing up first, do a little unboxing. This thing, like I said before, is 1440p, 27 inches, which usually works best as a top monitor since I already have a 32-inch, I believe. Let's pull this guy out carefully. So it comes with HDMI cord, power cord, and a converter. I think this is European, which is nice. There's also a stand with it, which we will not be using because we got the dual monitor arm, but it's kind of cool. It says gaming on it. Kind of nice. All right, there it is. Looking pretty good. Gigabyte logo right on the front and on the back. And doesn't weigh too much either. It's pretty light. This is gonna go right on top. Well, probably what we'll do is we'll flip this upside down like this, and we'll put it right on top. All right, now let's pull this desk back so we can get right behind this monitor. That'll probably be the easiest way to get this off. Right now we're using an MSI monitor arm, but the one we have is Vivo. Dual monitor arms are really expensive. I didn't really realize that until I started looking. Especially ones that can adjust all the way like out and up and down. So that's why we kind of went with the Vivo one, which I've had before in the past and it worked great. Let's just move this. And we're back here now. So could pull this up. We got to do a lot of cable management, but for now, let's just pull everything off. We have the BenQ monitor light that we got to take off, which I'm not sure if we're gonna use, to be honest. I don't know how it's gonna look on a dual monitor setup. I'm really not sure, so we'll have to see. Just take that off, and then we should just be able to lift off, and there we go. We got it off, but now all the cables are attached. I should have thought of that earlier. All right, and we got it off. This thing's actually pretty heavy. This is the MSI, I believe it's 34-inch. Ultra wide. This thing is awesome. So we're gonna keep this on the setup. All right, let's take the other monitor arm off. This is the MSI monitor arm. And this thing was actually really heavy duty, really nice. But we are gonna use two monitors, so we can't use it. So let's take this guy off. We gotta do a lot of cable management, to be honest. There's a little screw down here that locks this thing in. So let me unscrew this. I'm using my keys because I don't want to go downstairs. And I think that did it. Yeah, there we go. Nice. So that's taken off. All right, so here are the Vivo dual monitor arms. And they're pretty good quality, to be honest. They're pretty heavy duty, which, I mean, is expected. They should be able to hold two 34-inch monitors, apparently. So let's take this out. I think there should be two of these. Yep. So it looks like you loosen the base from the top, and then this just goes and pulls down, and then it kind of latches on to your desk. Interesting design. Usually a lot of them screw from the bottom, and this one it looks like it screws from the top, which I don't know if it's better, but I've never seen that before. Yeah, so this goes on like this, I believe, and then this goes on to here like that. And then we have the other one that goes here. So that's kind of the setup. And then these attach to the ends like this and on the top like that. So I think we'll have to adjust this and move it down. All right, so let me set this up and then we'll move on to actually attaching the monitors, doing some cable management, and then we'll test the new Gigabyte monitor. All right, so we're almost done putting this thing together. It took me a little while, but this thing is actually really sturdy. I'm kind of impressed. It is all metal, pretty heavy. And everything tightens, which is really nice. All right, let's get the old monitor on here first, which already has a VESA mount, so it should fit right on. There we go. We just screw that in. It's all screwed in. Let's see what angle we should put this at. So it's definitely closer up than I wanted it to be, but if I do something like that, let me see what that looks like from the front. Let's see, so now we have to get the new monitor right up here, and it'll definitely cover this pole, which is nice. So we'll probably go something like that. We'll have to adjust it, but it's looking good so far. All right, so I'm just throwing the VESA mount on here real quick. It came with screws, so I'm just screwing these in. And then we could put this one up. All right, the VESA mount is on. Let's throw this guy up here carefully without breaking anything. That would be great. All right, it's on. All right, so I adjusted them, plugged the MSI one in. Now I flipped the Gigabyte one upside down and it lines up perfectly right above it. I have not plugged this one in yet, so let's cross our fingers. It should be good. Both of them are slightly on an angle towards the chair, just so I don't have to look all the way up. And yeah, let's plug it in. Okay, so I got them both working. They look pretty sweet. They're both on 240 hertz right now. So the issue I was having is one was on 60, which was default. This was on 240, so it was switching displays when I turned this one on. So a little troubleshooting, and now it works. They're both on 240 hertz, both 1440p. This is an OLED screen and this is QHD, so it's still really good. And with 240 hertz, it's gonna be nuts playing pretty much any game. This thing definitely got heavier. All right, so overall, I think it looks great. The 1440p for both monitors, the Gigabyte one being 27 inches for the top is like perfect. So let me know if you wanna see any games on them. I'm gonna probably test out games on both. One is MSI 32-inch curved, one is the Gigabyte 27-inch. And both are 240 hertz. So I think this is gonna be staying in the setup for a while, so let me know what games you want me to play. I'll see you guys in the next one.